set the trap.
Cameras 1 and 3 standing by. Cue music.
She owned the stage.
Public service isn't a weapon, it's a promise. And I intend to keep it. Ready to take 2, hold that applause. That's it. Beautiful.
Into the Hen House, in theaters now.
Remember when Americans could disagree without destroying each other? When left and right could share a table, debate ideas, maybe even find common ground? Well, that's what Marjorie Taylor Greene tried to resurrect today on The View. Yeah, The View. Not exactly neutral territory, but MTG didn't go there to fight. She went there to talk. And she actually called out both parties for abandoning workers. She spoke about women using powerful voices to stitch our flag back together. Laura Loomer, though, screaming betrayal. MAGA influencers are calling her a sellout. Maybe, just maybe, she's onto something. Is reaching across the divide strength or surrender? Well, you're about to find out. Now, as we wrap up 2025, it's time to reflect. Uncertainty isn't temporary anymore. It's our new reality. Waiting for normal isn't a plan. It's a gamble. And for over a decade, Noble Gold Investments has helped Americans protect their families by diversifying with gold and silver. Real wealth, though, isn't digital. It's physical. It's lasting, and it's yours. No one knows what 2026 brings, but in uncertain times, precious metals do provide stability. This holiday season, surrounded by family, remember this. The best gift isn't under the tree. It's called peace of mind. Noble Gold delivers that peace, 1 ounce at a time. So before year's end, take one small step towards a safer future. Visit nextnewsgold.com for your free wealth protection kit. That's nextnewsgold.com. Don't leave your future to chance. You can also find out how to get the 10 1-ounce silver coins by calling that number on the screen. So 11 hours ago, Marjorie Taylor Greene arrived for her appearance on The View.
Marjorie!
How do you feel about President Trump endorsing Cuomo after all of this?
Can we get a photo too?
What do you say to voters? You know, President Trump had a big, saying, hey guys, vote for Cuomo. What are your thoughts on that?
So much. Can we get a photo, please? Marjorie.
MTG.
How are you?
And that's how it began. We'll take a look at some of the moments where she was on The View. Laura Loomer, not too pleased. She says, I told you MTG was flirting with the idea of becoming a Democrat. The women on The View even planted the seed for her. They said, maybe you should become a Democrat, Marjorie. Laura Loomer says, never seen a more opportunistic woman before. Now, Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene, they've had some nasty spats online. Now, there is a community note that has been proposed for this. Laura Loomer is misleading, they say. MTG responds to Joy Behar, who said, maybe you should become a Democrat, saying, no, not a Democrat. Then it clarifies further, saying, I will say this, I think both parties have failed. So let's listen.
Wars and foreign.
Well, I want to talk about MAGA voters who believed that the president made promises like lowering grocery prices on day one. Right now, grocery prices, inflation is up, soybean and cattle farmers are on the verge of bankruptcy. Millions have lost their food stamps and are about to lose their health care, while we're watching $40 billion to bail out Argentina. What is going on?
I don't know. I am so America first. I feel like I live it and breathe it. And that's my district, and that's what people want. They are so tired of their hard-earned tax dollars being sent overseas to foreign wars and foreign aid and foreign causes, while life in America just becomes more and more unaffordable. We want this money invested at home for our infrastructure, for programs, for our people, and most importantly, for my children's generation and their children and their children and generations to come. And I have to say, that's what I've campaigned on the entire time. Everybody's like, Marjorie Taylor Greene has changed. And I'm like, oh no, nothing has changed about me. I am staying absolutely 100% true to the people that voted for me and true to my district. And I am so angry when I drive around my district to all these beautiful little rural small towns. And there's manufacturing plants that are crumbling from decades of lost industry, small businesses that got shuttered during COVID lockdowns and COVID shutdowns. And you want to know something else, Whoopi? So many veterans that went over and had to fight in some war that really had nothing to do with where they were from or their hometown, and their lives and families' lives have been so affected. So for me, I am unapologetically America first, and I'll do anything I can to work hard to save this country.
Maybe you should become a Democrat, Marjorie.
No, I'm not a Democrat. You want to know something? I'll say this. I think both parties have failed.
Well, I want to talk about...
Now, I don't know if that community note is warranted or not, but they definitely seeded that. Marjorie Taylor Greene, 4 hours ago, posting this after her appearance on The View. She said her frustration is not with President Trump, it's with Congress.
Frustrations are, I serve in Congress, and that's where my frustrations are. It's not at the president at all. My frustrations are in Congress because we're the legislative branch. We should be passing bills. We should be passing the agenda that the American people voted for, and we're not. We're literally shut down. I'm angry at the speaker. I think the House should be in session. We should be doing our job. And over in the Senate, Democrats can reopen the government, but Republicans can do it too. And I called for to end the filibuster and use the nuclear option a month ago. So, I serve in Congress.
Well, how can you, if the government's closed, then what happens? How can the Republicans do anything in Congress? It's all sitting on the Senate's desk. Anna Matson writes, Marjorie Taylor Greene went on The View, and Gretchen Whitmer went on Caleb Hammer, all within 24 hours. Are we learning how to talk to people on the other side of the aisle? She says this is a win for America.
That she did this. Marjorie Taylor Greene went on The View. I did not expect any Republican to go on The View, but especially not the most MAGA Republican you can find. You would think that there was screaming and fighting, but there wasn't. They actually just talked like human beings. And that's not all. Governor Gretchen Whitmer went on Caleb Hammer, who he says he is a centrist, but for a lot of people, they call him like a crazy far-right Republican. I'm one of the most critical people of Gretchen Whitmer, but I am so happy that she did this show. There were things that she just flat out lied about, but this is good for everyone that Republicans and Democrats and independents are talking to each other. The reason we see so much political violence is not because of guns. It's literally because people do not know how to talk to each other. As an independent, I talk to people I disagree with all the time. Even the most extreme people, I am still able to find common ground with. My hope for the future is that we do not let party labels blind us from seeing the good in people. But as always, let me know your thoughts about this. What do you...
I mean, I give her props for going into the hen house there. Takes a lot to go and confront those women. Vince Langman writing, oh, look, Marjorie Taylor Greene went on The View and told those radical Trump deranged psychopaths that President Trump and the Republicans don't have a health care plan. He says, I truly despise this woman.
I hope that Mike Johnson is finally giving a single health care policy. I hope that Mike Johnson is finally giving a single health care policy because the country deserves it, and it shouldn't be a secret. And I shouldn't have to go into a skiff to go find our Republican health insurance plan.
Maybe there is no plan.
You know what? You want to know something? That, I believe, is the truth. There's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of bills, but there's no consensus. And I think that's a failure. I do. I hope that Mike Johnson is finally...
Well, how about you go ahead? I mean, Marjorie, you are a congresswoman. You could write up a bill, can't you? Here we have this. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene, February 9th, 2023. I'm not a fan of the angry, nasty women on the View. That's why I went on the beautiful Laura Trump show. She called them all nasty, angry women, which is true. Both parties are to blame, she writes. I come from a working class family.
Republican. Here's something you all may not know about me. I think a lot of people on the left are learning that when I ran for Congress in 2020, I ran criticizing Republicans and Democrats equally. because I come from a working class family, ran a construction company for over 20 years, and I feel like the government has failed all of us. And it purely disgusts me. It really does. And I represent...
Well, look, you have to criticize both parties. You know, you may think of me as, you know, just a Trump cheerleader or something like that, but you have to criticize Republicans. I criticize establishment GOP all day long because they are the right and left leg of the same pair of pants. They do more damage when they have bipartisan legislation. So I have nothing wrong with her criticizing both parties here.
In a district that is rural, manufacturing district, blue-collar workers, and people have been crushed by decades of failure in Washington, D.C. And so I have no problem pointing fingers at everyone. And the worst thing that I just can't get over is we're not working right now. And I put that criticism directly on the Speaker of the House. And we should be at work. All the people sitting in this audience, they go to work every day. People at home watching this show, they go to work every day. Ladies, you go to work every day. The people on your set, and it is an embarrassment to me that we're not in session.
And getting paid.
I'm not taking a paycheck.
Good for you.
Exactly.
I'm not taking a paycheck.
Exactly. Good for you. I think you're one of the only...
Wow, absolutely bizarre to see her sitting there on The View. I do have to say this. Let's see. Okay, this is a gotcha question. Marjorie Taylor Greene stuns the host of The View with calm, considered response to a gotcha question from Whoopi Goldberg.
Hearing how do you think it's a good idea for the military to be marching into our cities and towns right now because maybe people don't like the speech that they're hearing? How do we combat that and get back to going after the people who really are the problems?
Well, you know, on free speech, I want to say that I think that all of us right here are doing a great job of exchanging our ideas and things that we believe in, and we're doing it in a very professional and kind way. And in my opinion, I think we need more of that in America. I really do. And a lot of people wanted me to come on the show and say nasty things and you know, all of us to fight. They wanted all of us to fight.
Thank you for not doing that.
Oh, my goodness, no. I didn't want to do that.
It's like 5 to 1.
She could handle it, but she didn't want to.
No, I didn't want to do that today because I believe that people with powerful voices like myself and like you, and especially women to women, we need to pave a new path. This country, our beautiful country, our red, white, and blue flag is just being ripped to shreds, and I think it takes women of maturity to sew it back together.
Do you think it's a good idea for the military to be...
And we do need to have people going to the same table, having conversations, because that's how we learn from each other. So I do give her a lot of props for going on The View. Trending Politics writes, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene claims that very weak and pathetic MAGA social media influencers were paid to attack her for going on The View.
59% of Americans.
Taylor Greene, Sonny has the next question.
Thanks, Whoopi. So it's November 4th. It's Election Day, and there are some key races for governor in New Jersey and Virginia. The New York City mayoral race, they're garnering sort of nationwide attention. And as voters head to the polls, 59% of Americans disapprove of how President Trump is handling his job, according to an ABC News, Washington Post, Ipsos poll. So there are a couple. Do you think these elections will be a referendum on Trump's agenda and the Republican agenda? And with the GOP House majority being so slim already, are you worried about 2026? Because the Democrats only need 3 seats net to take over the House.
Right. Well, so in 2024,
Wait till you see what I got lined up for you next. This is good.
Kamala Harris won Virginia, Kamala Harris won New Jersey, and Kamala Harris won New York, of course. The Democrats, of course, won New York. So I think this election is actually a referendum on where is the Democrat Party. Looking with Mamdani, Andrew Cuomo, and I think it'll be interesting how it turns out today here. as well as those governor races.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't, if I lived here, I wouldn't vote for Andrew Cuomo. I was very much against, of course, all these women came out with accusations against him, which I found pretty disgusting. And then the COVID lockdowns and all the people's parents and grandparents who died in nursing homes.
Wait a second, you would vote for a Democratic Socialist?
I would vote for the Republican candidate.
Curtis Sliwa.
Curtis Sliwa?
Yes, yeah.
Well, he hasn't got
That makes more sense, Joy. You jumped to Mamdani.
Yeah, but as far as the House is concerned, historically,
We're criticizing you for coming on this show. I think you mentioned it already, that there were a few, and you called them, quote unquote, I believe this is you, mostly weak Republican men. So would you like to name names?
Well, I think there's a lot of paid social media influencers. And I found it very interesting that they were the MAGA accounts, but they're all paid, and they all attacked me when I announced I was coming to join you ladies on The View. And I think that's very weak and pathetic. But when I talk about weak Republican men, I'm pretty much talking oftentimes about the leadership in the House and the Senate.
Okay, so Marjorie Taylor Greene goes on The View, has a conversation with them, doesn't take debate. But who will ever forget this moment when Alex Jones went on The View in 2011, walking into that den of vipers?
I've known Charlie.
The radio show host and close friend of Charlie Sheen, the man he was talking to, Alex Jones. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
This is one of the greatest View moments in history.
If I could just say one thing, I've known Charlie for about 6.5 years. He's never drunk alcohol, used drugs in front of me. He's been completely clean for almost a decade until about 7 months ago. Now he's come off the drugs and the alcohol, which is almost like, being off your meds. It has the same effect. So he's supercharged. He's angry. He's focused. And I know that when they interviewed him at his house, because I talked to him, they interviewed him for about 2 hours. And that's a little kind of joke that's out of context. He's tired of being judged and him being held up as the ultimate demon in this world. He didn't kill 1 million people in Iraq. He wasn't involved with the takedown of Building 7 here in New York. And he thinks there's bigger devils out there. But Charlie's tired of being held up like the devil. We got the TSA putting their hand down people's pants. Infowars.com covers it all. We've got the banks bankrupting the U.S.
Wait. Let's stick with Charlie, because that's way too much for me.
Charlie is mad because he's held up as all the problems. He didn't steal $23.7 trillion like the
but
Federal
we're
Reserve.
just here to figure out what is happening with Charlie. That's what we're trying to figure out.
And he's doing interviews now, so he has a chance to speak for himself. And
But they're taken out of context.
Look, they are not
comparing him
there. You
to
don't know. You
Gaddafi.
haven't seen them.
Oh, they've been comparing him to Gaddafi.
Look, I was just saying, I don't think I
Let's
haven't
compare
heard
George
anybody.
Bush, $1 million Iraqis, to Gaddafi.
We can really go there right now.
Torture, secret arrest. America's turning into a police state.
If you're going to come here and go there, we're asking you about your friends. Let's switch the
Excuse me.
topic.
I think we were here to talk about Charlie Sheen. I'm not trying to cut you off.
Charlie says you have a right to kill him, but not to judge him, as
Yes,
Colonel
thank
Kurtz
you.
said.
Thank you. You are certainly a wonderful friend.
and helping
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Charlie, stay clean. We love you. And everybody else out there, stay clean. Don't use drugs. Infowars.com.
That's a good message. Okay. The radio show host and...
Oh, yes. Yeah. Even Alex Jones went on The View. If you got value in this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is the test for the America First movement. MTG made a calculated choice, reach beyond the base or stay in the echo chamber. Well, she called out both parties for failing workers while Congress takes endless vacations. She refused to give The View their viral fight clip. Some call it growth, others call it betrayal. But here's the question for the comments. Can we win by only talking to ourselves? MTG says powerful women need to lead the healing. Loomer says she's going Democrat. The movement is fracturing over tactics while Democrats laugh all the way to electoral victory. Should conservatives appear on hostile media to reach new voters, or is that automatically selling out? Yes or no? Because if we can't figure this out, we'll be talking to ourselves while losing the country. Grab your merch and show where you stand in this fight.